Map 2 Grow presents 9 signs you're the reserved person. Before starting the video, if you are new here, please subscribe. Being a reserved person has its pros and cons. On one hand, you're probably more introspective and level-headed than your extroverted counterparts. On the other hand, you may have trouble assertively expressing yourself or speaking up in group settings. If you're not sure whether you are a reserved person, this video is for you. We'll explore 9 signs that indicate you may be a reserved person. From keeping your opinions to yourself to feeling uncomfortable in large groups, watch on to see if any of these resonate with you. 1. The one who always hangs back. If you're the reserved person, you're likely the one who always hangs back. You don't like being in the spotlight and you prefer to let others take the lead. You're content with staying in the background and you're comfortable with letting others take charge. You don't mind being alone and you're perfectly happy doing your own thing. You're not looking for attention or approval from others and you're content with just flying under the radar. 2. Know how to stay emotionally stable. We all have emotional outbursts from time to time, and even the most reserved people experience these emotional highs and lows. However, unlike most people, reserved people are experts at keeping their emotions hidden. On the inside, they could be in a lot of pain, happiness, excitement, confusion, sadness, or anything else, but you'll rarely see their emotions in the real world. They believe that expressing their emotions is just another way for people to learn about them in ways that make them uncomfortable. 3. Small group of close friends. It's a common misconception that reserved people don't get along with others. If you're the reserved person, you're not as likely to speak up in a large group, but you're comfortable one-on-one or in a small group. You might be introverted, but that doesn't mean you don't enjoy socializing. You just prefer smaller gatherings and close friendships, and only opening up your slots for new friends for people who truly, deeply connect with you. You might not be the life of the party, but you're definitely the glue that holds your group together. This means you have fewer friends than most of us, but you are no less socially engaged. Your friends know they can rely on you, even if you don't always show your emotions on the surface. 4. Careful about what you say. The good thing about reserved people is even if you become close friends with them, they will never talk in your ear. Reserved people are cautious about what they say. They use their words sparingly, saying only what is necessary. They don't want to be misunderstood or misinterpreted, and they don't want to waste time discussing trivial matters. They simply say what needs to be said and leave the rest to everyone else. 5. Avoid problems. If you're the reserved person, you do not have the time to deal with all of the noise and drama that most of people willingly put up with. Whereas most people believe that you have no choice but to deal with whatever life throws at you, reserved people defy this expectation by simply not participating in the same way. This allows them to avoid problems and avoid the stress and pressure that most people face on a daily basis. They have a strong sense of control over themselves and their lives, allowing them to prioritize which issues are most important to them. 6. Don't like relying on others. What's interesting about a reserved person is that they'll do whatever it takes to remain self-sufficient, even if it means venturing outside of their comfort zone. They don't like relying on others, even if the assistance is freely and generously offered. Reserved people enjoy knowing that they can get by with their own 2 hands, even if it makes life more difficult than it needs to be. Of course, they don't like owing anything to anyone else. 7. They don't wear flashy apparel. Loud colors, sexy tops, and high-waisted jeans will never be seen on a reserved person. They prefer to keep things simple and routine, having their own little daily uniforms of their favorite clothes just to avoid the daily conundrum of deciding what to wear. It's not that they don't care about how they look. It's just that they've figured out the most convenient outfits for themselves and are content to wear them over and over. 8. Keep opinions to yourself. If you're the reserved person in your friend group, you probably keep your opinions to yourself most of the time. You don't want to start any arguments or offend anyone, so you just stay quiet. However, there are times when your silence can be interpreted as a lack of interest or expertise. 9. Look arrogant at times. Meeting a reserved person for the first time can be an unusual experience, particularly if you are not used to that type of personality. Whereas most people are content to make small talk and engage in a healthy back and forth with others, a completely reserved individual may find it difficult to act in this manner. Instead of being friendly and light, a reserved person may appear arrogant, only speaking when necessary, not looking people in the eyes, and minimizing interactions with others. If you think you might be a reserved person, take a look at the signs to see if they sound familiar. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being a little bit introverted. It just means that you need to find ways to work around your personality type so that you can still enjoy socializing and building close relationships with others. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe Map 2 Grow for more videos.